Hello, everyone. I'd like to share with you a brief Devar Torah on this Friday, Erev Shabbos, Parshas Vayakel Pekudei, Parshas Achodesh, a Devar Torah about Kabbalah Shabbos, Kabbalat Shabbat. Both are special tefillos with Lechadodi on Friday afternoon and evening that we recite to greet Shabbos and greet the Shabbos Queen. And also the idea of accepting Shabbos and greeting Shabbos more generally. Our Friday night davening, including Kabbalah Shabbos, Lechadodi, is one of the most special parts of our weekly davening. It could be an incredibly spiritual experience. And of course, the tefillos, the poem of Lechadodi, were organized and put together in Sfat in the 15 and 1600s by the great Mekubalim, the great Kabbalists. And they, in turn, were already basing themselves on different passages and practices recorded in the Talmud of how the great sages would wait and expect Shabbos and greet the Shabbos Queen. Rabbi Salveshik asked a very interesting question. He asked, why is it that we have Lechadodi, we have Kabbalah Shabbos on Friday afternoon for Shabbos, but we don't have Kabbalah Yantiv? Why is it that we have no parallel liturgy to accept Yantiv, to greet the oncoming Yantiv? And not only that, not only do we not have this tefillah for Yantiv itself, but when Yantiv falls out on Shabbos, and Friday night is also Yantiv, the common practice, as is our practice of Brookline, is to omit, to cut out Lechadodi, to cut out Kabbalah Shabbos. It seems that Kabbalah Shabbos Lechadodi is inappropriate on Yantiv. What is the difference between Yantiv and Shabbos? Why do we have this davening for Shabbos and not for Yantiv? And the Rav explained as follows. He explained that the experience of Yantiv and Shabbos is fundamentally different. The experience of Yantiv on the Shalosh Regalim, when there was a Beis HaMikdash, the Jew, wherever he lived, she lived, would leave the home, the farm, wherever it was, and travel to Yerushalayim, to the Ir HaKodesh, the holy city, the Temple Mount, and visit the Beis HaMikdash, the house of God. The person would literally leave their home and enter this incredibly, totally other, incredibly holy place, the house of God. Even nowadays, when we don't have a Beis HaMikdash, every Yantiv of the Shalosh Regalim, it's a once-a-year experience. It has its own mitzvos, its own minhagim. Every Yantiv has its own feeling that we associate with it, and we leave the regular year. We enter a special, different holy time. But Shabbos, for Salveshik explained, is different. Yantiv, we leave our homes to enter the home of God. On Shabbos, the rendezvous between God and humanity is the opposite. On Shabbos, Hashem descends from heaven and comes down into this world and enters our lives, enters our homes. One pasuk describes Shabbos, Al Yesei Ish Mimkomo, no person shall leave his place. We stay at home, we stay at place, we stay in our more or less regular routine. What do we do on Shabbos? We daven, we learn, we eat meals and share time with family. These are all regular, everyday activities, but they are elevated because now God is one of the people, so to speak, sitting at the table, davening and learning with us. Hashem comes and enters our lives. And that is why we only have Kabbalat Shabbat, Kabbalah Shabbos on Shabbos. On Yantiv, we have to leave and go to God. But on Shabbos, we greet the visiting, the incoming, the arriving Queen of Shabbos, the presence of Hashem, who comes to join us. This Shabbos, and as long as the situation remains as is, we should try to give extra effort, mental focus, extra energy, extra time than we perhaps normally do to be Makabel Shabbos, to accept and greet Shabbos. We can no longer rely on Shul as being the anchor of making the day into Shabbos. We, more so now, ourselves, our families, have to make the day Shabbos. And we have to open our doors, and we have to open our arms to greet and let Shabbos come in, let the Shabbos Queen, let Hashem's presence come in. If we don't, we will not experience the full Shabbos. And I know this is challenging in different ways for different people. If someone is home alone, It's more difficult to get into that spirit and that mood. Or the opposite, if you have a very full house with many kids home, stuck at home without school, and the house is crazy. So transitioning into Shabbos can be challenging in a different way, but we have to do our best, myself included, to help get our homes, our houses ready, literally organized, clean, ready for Shabbos, to try to bring in a Shabbos atmosphere, especially the adults of the homes. Shabbos is coming. Before we're ready to accept Shabbos, everyone in the house should be dressed in Shabbos clothes. Big day Shabbos, that is very important. And another way to get ready to greet Shabbos is to offer Shabbos greetings to others. And I encourage you to call someone in the community and wish them good Shabbos, especially someone who maybe you think will be spending Shabbos alone or in a smaller group than you have around you. Call them, wish them good Shabbos, see how they are. And then, of course, we daven Kabbalah Shabbos, Mincha, into Kabbalah Shabbos, Lechadodi, if you're with a group, with family. It can be a beautiful thing, sing it together. Like the Mekubal Mitzvot, the weather's nice, go outside facing west, see the sun setting, the colors of the sky changing, and sing Lechadodi, Boe Shabbos Kala, Boe Shabbos Malkasa. And then, of course, throughout Shabbos, try to make the day special, try to make the day holy, spend time with family, try to learn a little bit, look at the Parsha, daven, sing, share Divrei Torah. And if we do, Shabbos is a blessing. It will be a respite from the news, from everything that we hear. Hopefully, it will be a respite from anxiety and worry. And if we spend Shabbos together, if we have people with us, if we use Shabbos in this way, hopefully it will recharge us physically with rest. It will recharge us spiritually, and we'll be ready to face the next week with more emunah, with greater faith, with greater connection to Hashem. And so I hope that everyone will have a wonderful Shabbos. I do. Despite the challenges, I hope it will be meaningful in a new and a different way. And with that, I wish everyone good Shabbos and Shabbat Shalom.